bought his sneakers and he put on his sports wear, he will walk from that place to Rumokoro Junction and back. He kept doing that every day. And by the time he came, it's because that his blood pressure had normalized, his blood sugar had normalized, so many things had gone back to normal, and he had achieved that habit change. Started, experiencing the same outcome as well. So these things are very important. You need to do them. So otherwise, you may be looking at this, whether you're apple-shaped or pear-shaped. You can see them. You have to choose how you want to appear. When you're talking about BMI, this is what we're talking about. So exercises, there are so many exercises. This is sedentary lifestyle, sitting for a long time. In fact, in so many countries now, they are beginning to discourage their workers from sitting. In fact, office tables that they are producing now, they are having alarm. If you sit for a certain amount of time, the table will start sounding alarm, so meaning that you have to get up and move around. I've seen offices where maybe desktop jobs, rather than have a seat, is a treadmill under. So the person is operating computer and on the treadmill, provided by the company, so that the person is active, because the company knows that if the workers are sedentary, the amount of money they'll be spending on health maintenance will be high. So why don't they begin to prevent their workers from getting sick? I just wish our people will incorporate some of these things to here. You say? I was reading, we did, I think, recently we did World Diabetes Day, and I was reading what other countries are doing, like Singapore. Singapore now, they are constructing roads, not what we have here. Their own is intentional. They construct roads and they make sure that they have places where people can do exercise, all kinds of things. And then where you can ride bicycle, you are mandated. In fact, there are some, it's a policy. Some days you're not allowed to drive. You have to either use bicycle to walk or you trek to work. Just that the people should be healthy. We'll eventually get to that. So stretching exercises, very important, because as you're getting older, your range of motion will be reducing. You want to climb staircase, you can no longer do like this if you are not somebody that is intentionally stretching. You find yourself rise. The research has shown that sunrise, why is it that the morning sun is, look at outside, you see that the morning sun is bright, but the evening sun is looking what? Orange. Have you noticed? Sunset is usually orange. Sunrise is usually bright light. The reason is simple. The sunrise has a lot of blue lights. Blue light. The blue light you see on television screen, it has a lot of blue light. So, and it has its implications in our body. Now, we are designed in such a way that our body's clock responds to the environment. When the sunlight, the blue light of the sun in the morning shines into our eyes, it will prevent the body from, the pineal gland, it will stop it from producing a substance we call melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that makes you want to sleep, makes you want to relax. So the sunlight in the morning will shine into your eyes and will begin to reduce your body's ability to produce that hormone. So, and then, since that hormone is at work, it's now reduced. The other adrenaline system, the sympathetic system, all of them will come up The body is able to pump sugar, into the system. God did it like that. Because the orange light, by the time it shines into your eyes, it begins to promote the production of melatonin. So the melatonin becomes high and your body gets into the relaxation phase. And you start, wanting to you go into sleep and all that. That is how God designed us naturally. And if you look at the fowls, or the animals, they follow this routine. When the sun comes out, they just intentionally, automatically they start leaving their pens and their nests. They move out. But as the sun begins to set, they start returning because their hormones have been stimulated for them to go and rest. But look at what we do as human beings. So, for many of us, we continue to stimulate, to stimulate our brains with the blue light. Since the one from the sun is no longer enough, we continue with it, even in the night. So, it's reducing the quantity of melatonin that you are producing. And as long as the melatonin level is low, you're not able to relax. And sleep has very healing effects on your body. In fact, sleep is like, if you want to understand the garbage collectors, right? You see them, they come out at night to clear the garbage, remove the dirt and all that. That's exactly what happens to us when we sleep. It is in the night when you're sleeping that garbage collection is done. Your body is cleansed of garbages that gather during the day, so your growth hormone is secreted and feel-good hormones are secreted so that you get up in the morning, you're feeling fresh and you're ready to move out. But when you prolong the effect of the morning at night, these activities don't happen. And so you get up with the waste of the previous day and you're feeling foggy, you're feeling, after resting, getting up in the morning, you don't even feel rested. You still, how many of us sleep? You can boast that you do at least 7 hours of sleep every night. Okay? Because there are some people that used to, I don't know whether to blame our pastors because they contributed in this. They make you feel that when you sleep, you are committing sin. The motivational speaker will tell you, allow no sleep to your eyes. You must do this, you must make it and all that. And so people are sacrificing their sleep. So when they now make it, the illnesses that lack of sleep brought will now take the money you made, which is not proper. So I remember, I think it was, I never used to sleep. That used to do 4 hours, average 4 hours every night, because there's a lot to do. So, on one occasion, I think it was Martin Luther King's Memorial Day, and he was addressing the Martin Luther King Memorial Day. And as he was giving the address, he started sleeping. He fell asleep. Right in the middle of the address, he was nodding. So, yes. And he was actually demonstrating it now, not just coming to give address. He is equally having his own dream there. So, you need to have regular sleep schedule and then avoid coffee. We like to take coffee a lot. Avoid coffee or night food before bed. We're going to talk about food. One of the sins we commit, somebody may say, I don't eat much, but the time you eat matters. When you eat anything beyond 6, you're already committing sin against your body. Because the body is not designed to handle food after 6, actually. Because the garbage collectors have come to clear, and you want to add more dirt already. So, and then you must have a conducive sleeping environment. Remember, your room, ideally. Yes, please. Yes. Okay. When you're hungry, if you develop the habit, if you know that you're not supposed to be eating, late, you begin to train your body to, to. Okay. I- Okay. Yes. Now, yes. Okay. Because your body has become conditioned to that system, but it's not right. Your body has become conditioned to it, but you can intentionally do something. It's a big challenge. It's not as if it's an abnormal thing. A lot of people are having that issue. So if you know that you stay late in the office, then devise a way of eating in the office. Just eat at the right time in the office. At least 4 or 5, you've had your lunch, or your dinner. And then if if you're trying to transition into that aspect of not eating much at night, you can decide to have fruits, fruit salad, or something light. Your body will gradually transition into it. But ideally, your tummy is supposed to be virtually empty while you're sleeping, because cleansing work is going on in you. In fact, if you want to lose weight, many people are having issues with weight loss, not because, despite the fact that they are cutting down on calories and doing that, they are still not making much, achieving much. But when you change your eating pattern, you see that you lose weight faster. Because in fact, when you sleep without that heavy food at night, you feel better in the morning. And with time, you see that you start having greater strength and the ability to do more. And then we need to have conducive sleeping environments. Your bedroom should be dark. Okay, I was talking about that blue light and orange light. That is where the issue of the candlelight dinner came. If you want light in your room, it should be orange light. The light from the candle. The romantic night out, you see, is candle light, because it's producing orange light that helps to make you feel relaxed, while he's telling you, you are the sugar in my tea, you are the butterfly in my stomach, and all that. So candlelight is good. In fact, our elders in the village, you see that they are used to candlelight. Even though it looks crude, but that is what they use, and it helps them to rest. It's either that your room is dark or you have orange light. In fact, there are some schools now, to avoid, to handle children's health issues, this issue of attention deficit hyperactive disorder and all that, they discovered that the light is an issue for them. So they are beginning to change their lights to orange lights, to remove white lights from around them. It's a very important thing to remember. So your bedroom should be dark or with orange light if there must be light. No television, no gadgets, just, and then your AC has to cool the place. Reduction in temperature makes the body relax and you want to sleep. So the room is only for sleep and for love making. Now, the next thing you have to do is to redefine your identity. All your life you have been known as this or that, engineer or that, and you're going into retirement now. How am I supposed to be known? Otherwise, if I don't do something about it, I may start feeling insufficient. But you don't have to feel insufficient. You have to redefine who you are. Consciously begin to redefine who you are. And these are some examples. Maybe before retirement, you were an accountant, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or engineer, or any other thing. After retirement, you can begin to position yourself as a mentor, a life coach, a memoirist, an artist, evangelist, a student. Who is a memoirist? Can somebody tell me? A memoirist. Huh? Yeah, you write autobiographies. In fact, to keep it, to just simplify it, a memory is somebody that has a habit of writing about life's experiences. Those, you spent 35 years, 40 years in the office. You cannot be saying that you don't have something to offer. You know, I can begin to write my experiences. Some people have written and they have made books out of their experiences, and people are buying. You know, you worked in the office. There are people that are hoping to enter that organization. Young people that are coming up. You have to write something down for them, you know, to help them, give them ideas on what to do. So you can position yourself to offer such services. You know, you can become a life coach. Even if you didn't have much experience, at least as a housewife or as a married person, you have lived with your husband for 40 years, 50 years. You can write it down. There are young ladies coming up. They want to know, you know, how to live their lives as married people, and you're in a position to give such information. In the Christian world, they call them the mothers in Israel. You know, they begin to teach the younger ones how to, you know, live well with their husbands and raise homes and all that. So you can equally do that. Then you can be an artist, you can be an evangelist, you can be a student. I just said you that some people decide to go back to school after retirement. At least I know Obasanjo just graduated a few years ago. You know, Gowon graduated. It's a way of keeping your mind active. He said being a politician is a career. You know? But that's actually the problem we are having. You know? It's not supposed to be, you know, you shouldn't regard it as a work. It's just a platform for you to, you know, to offer leadership. I know. Yes, it's of course, we have political scientists and all that. But I'm just talking about, you know, what she's talking about politicians. You don't have to see it as something work, like somebody went to work and he's retired. And unfortunately, they're the ones that receive the biggest retirement package and all that. But you have to redefine yourself. See your president. See his idea of redefining identity. And this is President Rawlings directing traffic. So, hello? Now, we talk about building in the area of social health. We have to build social capital. Why? Because I've already said you that man is a social being, and it is not good for man to be alone. So you have to devise ways of, you know, reaching out to people. And the truth is that when you are facing retirement, yeah, you know, and we're talking about the issues of loneliness, it is not only you. Other people too are going to face similar challenges. So if you are somebody that can go out and connect with people, it is called that you are going to have people that you can share your burdens with. So staying socially connected can have a huge impact on your mental health and happiness. So these are the ways to improve your social health. You have to be approachable. You have to try new things. You have to meet people. You have to nurture relationships. You know, you just have to make yourself, you know, such a person that people can easily relate with you, because it's very important. Okay, and some easy ways, you know, instead of complaining about loneliness, some quick ways, very practicable ways to fight loneliness is to meet. Even if you don't know how to meet people, at least you can have a meeting with your colleagues. You can meet your old school mates. I think we usually have alumni association or your classmates groups. You know, you relate with them. It's a very healing process. You know, enroll in a retirement transition program, and you can join a peer support group. There are some support groups that have come up, you know, just to help people that are going through retirement. You can identify such. If you can identify, you can start one yourself and invite people to join. So, and these are very cheap ways or easy ways of building social capital. You can see granny, grandpa, and granny. They are having, you know, building social capital with their grandchildren. In fact, working with children is a very cheap way of achieving a lot. If you want exercise, children will give it to you. You know, just decide you want to go and play football with the kids. You have made their day. Now you go play tire. And they'll be so happy that granny is, you know, playing with them. But actually, they're the ones helping you because they're keeping you active. So it works both ways. You can see granny too, plaiting hair, and they're all over her. Very important. This Obasanjo, his own idea of social capital. He's playing football. Look at him with his schoolmates. They decided to go and play football. Okay? So tip number 3, you have to find new purpose and meaning. You know, you have to find new purpose and meaning. What do I mean by that? You have to look for new sources of meaning, things that give you joy. If you were deriving joy from your work, what else can give me joy? You know, it can be, you know, something that you have been planning to do. Maybe you have a hobby that, you know, you're good at something, but because of your work, you were not able to do those things. But now you're going to have time at your hands. Retirement gives you the opportunity to pursue your passion. You can, you know, you can make a gradual transition from it. If you're intentional about it, you know you're about to retire, you can, you know, begin to do things. Some will now even get a part-time job, you know, doing those things that they would love to do, beginning to develop other activities that will take their time more. You know, in the university, we used to talk about professors going on sabbatical leave, just leaving the active environment to go and try the quiet way and applying themselves in other areas. You know, just detaching gradually until they fully retire. You can do that for yourself as well. And then you can nurture hobbies, interests, you can learn something new, or you can get a pet, you know. Just giving love to something, to somebody, to people that I need, will help you achieve meaning for yourself. How many of us know this woman? Maya Angelou, the American memoirist. I was just talking about being a memoirist. That's what she was known for. She used to journal a lot. Every little thing she was writing, and before you knew it, people were reading her memoirs. And, you know, she published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, several books of poetry, and she's credited with a list of plays, movies, television shows, spanning over 50 years. And most of these things she did, you know, in her retirement. She received dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. You know, she died at the age of 86. And look at what she said. So most of your stress, remember, most of your stress comes from the way you respond, not the way life is. Most of your stress comes from the way you respond to things. Life will always throw things at you, but how do you respond to them? That is what, you know, makes you. So you have to adjust your attitude so that extra stress is gone. That is her own approach. And then it says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. If you have this mindset, you will achieve a lot. You'll be able to derive joy. She derived joy in doing so many things, and she really lived a fulfilled life. You can volunteer. That's a way of finding meaning. You can volunteer. You volunteer to do things, help people in need, help the society become a better place, pursue a cause that will benefit the greater good of the society. So that's why we are having things like the Rotary Club, Lions Club, some religious groups. If you're in church, that's time to really pay attention. In fact, I love working with the youth. Working with them gives you, you achieve a lot. They're sharper in thinking, they're agile, there's so many things, and as you company with such people, they begin to rub off on you in so many ways, health-wise. So volunteering is a very important way. Of course, we talked about nurturing your hobbies, interests. Maybe it could be the time you want to, you go on travels. You can travel, you can play games, go cycling. You can take a class, for academics to achieve something new. Or you can learn a new skill. Learning a new skill is very important. You can learn how to play musical instruments. Those things keep your mind very sharp, and you feel fulfilled in doing those things. Then tip number 4 is to break the worry habits. Break the worry habit. In retirement, a lot of retired people, they are known to be warriors. Not warriors, warriors. There's one lady I know. The son is very rich. She's in her 80s. But this woman, she worries a lot. Each time I ask her, Mama, how are you? Anya apia okweje. She doesn't have any good thing to say about herself. She's always talking negative. And last year, she was amputated. And there's somebody, the son is so rich. And I'm like, Mama, what be this now? Why don't you? And the son is really ready to take care of her, but she's so worried, and her blood pressure always on the high side and all that. So it's an issue in retirement. It's easy to get into the worry habit. You see people, they're worrying about all kinds of things. Why is this? Why are the children behaving like this? Why are they, after all the years of treatment or training I gave them, they are not appearing the way I want them to appear? Things like that. So these are issues that you have to look out for. Break the worry habit. And how do you do that? Get a relaxation practice. There are so many ways to relax. You can be, breathing movements, breathing exercises. Breathing exercises is very important, because if you are breathing like this, your normal breathing, you're not exercising your lungs properly. But if you intentionally take in air as deeply as possible, and then you hold it for some minutes, and then you exhale, it's a very great way of calming yourself. In fact, why we have to break the worry habits, I have the story of the zebra and the lion. The zebra and the lion. You know that the zebra will always run from the lion. The lion will pursue the zebra, to have the zebra for lunch. And the zebra will run as fast as possible. But do you notice that after running away from the lion, if you check that zebra, the zebra has gone to eat grass, goes to eat food. And maybe when the zebra has gone into safety, he goes to sleep. He's able to relax. And in the world of zebras and lions, zebras live longer than lions. A lion may live for maybe 10 to 15 years, but a zebra may live like 20 to 40 years. Now, that is a zebra, but the human being, assuming you are the one, a lion, chased, and you were able to run, and you ran away from the lion. Is it easy to relax? When somebody knocks on the door, you think it's a lion that has come back. Why? Because human beings have the ability, to replay that experience and to keep the stress hormones very high. You're thinking about, that it may happen again. So you find it difficult to come back to relaxation. So as long as you're worried, your adrenaline level, those stress hormones are very high in your system, and they will keep messing up your health. So you have to adopt a relaxation practice. Some cheap ways, exercising is a very good way to relax. As you exercise, your body produces what we call feel-good hormones, endorphins. They make you feel happier as you exercise. And then you have to practice gratitude. Intentionally practicing gratitude is a very good way of breaking the worry habit. You wake up in the morning, Father, I thank you. I'm alive. I'm intact. I thank you for the roof over my. Just think of things that you have to be grateful for. In fact, that's what made Americans to have their Thanksgiving celebration. In fact, that's the greatest celebration that they celebrate in U.S. Thanksgiving Day, not even Christmas. For them, it's Thanksgiving. They sit around the table, and each person will have to tell us the things you are thankful for. If you form that habit, it will help you a lot. Rather than thinking about what Jagaban is doing, the person that snatched it, ran with it, and all that. Why don't I think about, Father, I thank you. Thank you for life. Thank you for food on the table. Thank you for children. Thank you for we are not at war. You are consciously putting your mind in a way of gratitude, and it will help you to relax. So, and then the other way is to spend time in nature. So, complaining about things you cannot change is needless stress. You win some, you lose some. Always see the cup as, half full, not half empty. Then this one is be careful with alcohol. When you are worrying, there's a tendency to start hitting the bottle. Alcohol is not good for you. Smoking is even terrible. So if you are worrying, there's a tendency you want to start hitting alcohol. Alcohol messes up your system in so many ways. We'll discuss that later. So another one is to, spend time in nature. That's a way of relaxing. Spending time in nature. You go to either you go to a garden, stay there to, to read a book of your choice, or you go to the beach. Do you know why such environments are very important? Who can tell me? Either you stay in the garden, you go to the beach, go to such places. Why? Yes? Okay, yes, the ambience, it keeps you calm, but that ambience is okay. You look at beautiful environment and all that, but how does it keep me calm? Okay, yes, it keeps me calm. But, okay, it helps you to appreciate nature, but biologically, yes. Now, when you stay in a garden, this one is biology I'm talking now. What does the plants do? The plant feeds on carbon dioxide. I hope you know. The carbon dioxide you breathe out, is what the plants feed on. And when they feed on carbon dioxide in the presence of sunshine, what do they produce? Oxygen. So when you stay in a garden, you see that your air is clean. You are breathing in fresh air. That's what the plants are producing. Now, research has shown that those that live close to refuse bins live shorter than those that live near gardens. This is fact. Those that live near refuse dumps, they live shorter than those that live near gardens. Do you know why? Because in the refuse dump, you are getting all kinds of, gases, ammonia, sulfur, things that are harmful to your system. That's what is being produced. Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, lots of them, they are produced in the refuse dump. So when you live around them, like some people say that God will raise a poor man from the refuse dump. You don't intentionally go and live in a refuse dump, waiting for God to come and raise you from there. So the gases produced in the refuse dump, they are not healthy for you. That's why, when we see refuse all over the place, it makes the city, sick, makes people sick. Not just the issue of beauty or the sight of it, but, it affects your health. The gases coming from there are poisoning you gradually. So that's why you are told, make sure that you go, spend time in nature. Go to where there are trees, gardens, stay there, go to the beach. Okay, when you stay in the beach, water is H2O. On the surface of water, you have a lot of oxygen. In fact, that's where the breeze is coming from. So when you stay near that source, your body is getting refreshed and the calming system is at work, and you feel better with time. If you don't have gardens around you, you can produce one. Our grannies, how do they do their own gardening? They go and plant vegetables. They go and go to the farm. You're still staying in nature. When you are doing gardening, you are doing something. Okay? So, very important. Okay, so tip number 5, go for regular health checks. Be proactive about your health. Go for regular health checks. Prevention is always better than cure. I've already said to you that most chronic illnesses can be managed so that you can enjoy quality life to longevity. Now, these are the things that are common as you age. These are illnesses that are associated with old age. So these are the things you look out for. That's why we do annual checks. The importance of doing annual checks. I said this here the other time. When people go during crossover, when they are moving to the new year, and people are making their new year resolutions, I keep hearing people, a lot of people will be saying, in the name of Jesus, no hospital will see my face. No doctor will come near me. I will never go near a hospital. And I keep telling them, I beg, pray the other way. This coming year, hospitals should see your face. You have to go and get yourself checked. These are the things you are going to check for. Because the thing about chronic illnesses is, when you identify them, you can handle them. It's easier to handle them than waiting, pretending that they are not there. And then, only for the thing to now creep up on you, and then, when it happens, it's now an emergency. In fact, if you are a proactive person, it will be difficult for you to have stroke. A proactive person will definitely, it's virtually zero for a proactive person to